Hello and welcome to wenll's Guide to Defeating Siege of Nuizao and Challenge Mode Gold as a Hunter. So basically what you want to do is just start off AoEing this first pack down, do your best to try and interrupt the different mobs and everything. Then you want to go over here, MD the next pack onto the tank, get them down quickly, kind of be stacked up on top of them for AoE heals as you kill them down. And try to do your best to dodge the yellow stuff on the ground while you're at it. Then you'll want to interrupt the Weaver again, focus on one of the Weavers and interrupt them, and hopefully you can prevent them from casting their bubble shield. And do your best AoE them down as well, and then move on to the next pack of blobs. Kill these, just AoE them down. Kind of be careful because there's a lot more of these ones than the previous ones, so every time you AoE these packs down, you'll take damage when you AoE them down, so you have to be careful. Once you've AoE'd them down, go ahead and pop all your cooldowns and stuff and blow up the boss. The stacks of debuff you get from those blob mobs will basically help you do a lot more damage as well, so those are definitely very helpful for quickly taking down the boss. And then once you've killed the boss, go ahead and move up to these next Risen Flake blobs, AoE them down. Kind of watch your health, because you're going to already be low from the boss fight, so the damage that they deal whenever they die is not fun. Then move to the next thing, make sure you're interrupting the Weaver, AoE them down. Then you're going to want to make sure you're off to the far right side to avoid all these puddles on the ground. And then once you get up here, MD the Risen Flake blobs onto the tank again. And again, just kind of watch your health as you kill them. From here you can probably put on Aspect of the Days and just kind of run as quickly as you can to the next pack, which is kind of farther up here. Make sure you, once again, try and focus, interrupt the Weavers, prevent them from casting their little bubble. And then once they're dead, you can move on. And at this point, you can actually MD this entire flake of blobs and everything onto the tank and start, you don't really need to kill them, so just start attacking this wall. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to move in and kill this warden up here first. Probably place down a few traps and everything along the way, and you're going to want to actually like kind of kill these one at a time, kill the blobs one at a time slowly. That way, by the time the boss comes, or one of the bosses comes, you'll have them to help kill the various people here. So just kind of throw down traps so that the tank can kite them. Basically, your job at this point now is going to be to actually help kill all the ads that are going to be coming up this wall here. So
one thing I was wondering is if how worthwhile we could save a few of these blobs specifically so we can chuck them at the boss.
You just want to like target the swarmers AoE them onto the tank as they're coming up. If you see any of these little yellow things on the ground, little tiny yellow things like the one I'm headed to right now, you can click on them and then throw them down onto the ground, and basically they act as a slow along with a damage increase on the targets that go through them. So when this amber guy comes down, also you want to pop all your cooldowns, get him down preferably in one go, because as soon as he's down you'll be able to start having the tank start to come. Now the demolishers are the ones you need to make sure you're killing, so if you can't kill, if you don't have enough time to get them while they're still down, farther down, go ahead and you just need to make sure you're range killing them. So that's gonna be your job, is to take these little yellow things, throw them on the ground, way down there, so that you can make sure you slow and add damage buffs and everything, or damage debuffs rather, and everything, so that you can help kill the swarmers. But mainly the demolishers, you need to make sure you're killing those demolishers as they come up. And you can kind of tell the demolishers because they have a little red hand glowy thing.
The damage taken increases by 2.
But pretty much starting off though, you just want to make sure you get all those risens down, kill the risens about the same time the little flying bug comes along, and then kill the flying bug before it flies off.
I jumped off.
And then the rest of the fight is just killing these demolishers down here. So you can see it just takes like a couple shots. Like you just shoot them once and they'll die. So as long as you do that, you'll be fine. Just make sure they don't get all the way up here to where you are. And then eventually the boss himself will start coming up, and he'll get stacks as he runs through all these tar debuff things on the ground. So when he finally gets up, just make sure you do as much damage as you can. Occasionally he'll charge you. If he does that, what I like to do is I'll actually disengage away from him when he charges you, because he'll charge you and then he'll do a whirlwind afterwards, and you'll kind of be in the air when after he charges you. Like he'll throw you in the air after he charges you. So when he does that, I like to actually just kind of disengage away so I can quickly get out of the whirlwind. So just do your best to DPS him down. The longer he stays inside those tar puddles on the ground as well, the more damage you'll be able to deal to him. And if you're on the move when he charges you, then there's a chance he won't even hit you, and you shouldn't have to disengage at that point. You can see I'm actually not even having to disengage. And then once he's dead, just run down, hop all the way down, quickly run to the door.
Yeah, we made up a ton of time.
We like to, some people will actually full on go against the door, but we didn't really like doing that because we found it would just knock us back, and we couldn't really get through the door any faster, so we just kind of wait for the explosion to go off. But basically you're just sitting here waiting for the explosion to go off on the door so you can run through it. And when you run through the door, you're going to want to stay as far to the left as possible, and you're going to basically want to skip a few trash mobs here. So you can see he's planting a few mines. He's like, oh, okay, let's explode the door.
We were getting through this gate at 6:30.
Alright, so at this point you just want to stay as far to the left as possible so you avoid those trash mobs. Kind of go up this hill here. Then you wait for this pat to the left, and then once they do, you can go ahead and run up here to this next hill,
Come on.
and you're just going to stay as far to the right as possible now as you're running along. There's two ways you can do this. One is you can actually kill some of these mobs on your way. The other way is you can kill all the mobs. You can actually just kill these mobs along with all the rest, AoE them all down once you actually pull the boss. Due to our group makeup, we decided to just kill these mobs here rather than pull them, since we have so much melee and already so much other stuff to do. It's like, but it is a little bit faster if you kill them with the boss rather than on their own. It just depends on how strong y'all's group makeup is. So then at this point, you just want to DPS the boss way out here, get as much damage as you can. And then once you put enough damage on him, he'll run off to another part of the area. Make sure while you're damaging him, he'll sit there and like do a charge, put a circle on the ground, and he'll charge to wherever that circle is. So just get out of it. So you can see now he's running off into the distance. At that point, you want to stop attacking him and make sure your pet's not following him either. And then you're just going to want to basically at this point AoE all the different mobs. He's going to like summon a bunch of mobs, so you want to AoE all the mobs on MD and AoE them all onto the tank. And then you're just going to run around and basically do your best to pick up these little explosive bombs on the ground and throw them at the boss, which all of the mobs should be on top of the boss at that point. And you're doing that to both kill the shield and kill the mobs. So just do your best to pick up all these little bomb explosives and throw them onto basically on top of the boss. And if you need to, try to MD these ads that are coming down as well, so that they'll go onto the tank and onto the boss. And then just take the bombs and just keep throwing bombs. I mean, primarily you don't even want to do a whole lot of damage. Most of the damage to the boss is just going to be by using the bombs, so that's pretty much the entire mechanic to that fight. Just bomb the living daylight out of the boss. Whenever the ads are coming down and he summons more ads, you can go ahead and MD them and AoE them down. But don't try and focus killing them using MD or multi-shot. Just focus killing them with the actual bombs. You just want to make sure you get them onto the tank using your MD, but outside of that, just kill them with bombs. So here, just kind of pull the engineers and everything. You want to do your best to interrupt the engineers as you're AoEing them down. Once you get one engineer down, go ahead and move on to the next pack and AoE them. And then move on to the next pack and the next pack. Ideally, you want to kind of have like pull 2 packs at a time, but so once you've killed most of the ads here on this platform going back and forth, you just want to kind of get them down as quickly as possible. Make sure you keep interrupting the engineers. But once you've done that, basically what you're going to want to do is bring the last pack onto the boss and AoE them down while you're killing the boss. And your job as a hunter is going to actually be
Go, go.
whenever the boss um, goes to the opposite side of the platform quickly. You want to do your best to quickly get over there and interrupt him so that he stops doing his little wind blast that knocks everyone back and prevents everyone from getting to him. So you definitely want to make sure you have silencing shot for this boss because you need to make sure you're interrupting him at that point. So pretty much at this point, we actually CC'd these two ads here rather than kill them, but yeah. So you can see he's flying across the platform. So we just get over to him as quickly as possible. He's casting his wind block, and you just have to interrupt him when he does that. And in that way, all the melee and everyone else can get to him quickly. And then he'll probably do it one more time, but if you're fast enough with your DPS, he shouldn't do it beyond twice in the encounter.
1 minute.
So just pop all your cooldowns, and then he's in the air, so he's going to be going over there to the other side again. So we just do our best to get to him, and then silence his shot him whenever he's casting the
59.
stuff.
You got to do it. Ground if you get.
We're just like, die. Obviously my ice block wore off. And so that's how you get gold mode.
20 seconds ago.
So hopefully this guy was helpful a little bit, and thanks for watching.
1701 is what I should. Fuck this place.
I should have gone combat long ago for these things.
Thank God this is done.
Now you can get to the radius.
This is almost as bad as the buckets. What is the next one that we gotta watch the video on? And do you guys want to try it a little bit?
It's Shadowpan Monastery, and it's a 20-minute video, so I think I'm gonna call it right here.
Ah, that's fair.
20 minutes for